Pegasus Esports versus Blindspot. And now for map 2, Munch is joining me. Hello, Munch. How are you feeling before this Haven matchup?
I'm feeling great. I mean, I did see some semblance of how both teams were doing in map 1, and I'm kind of excited to see how map 2 will go as well. I'm looking to see a more dominant result as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I want to see Blindspot keep up what they have been doing. I want Pegasus to step up because, I mean, I feel like they just didn't take much space control on Bind. And, that's the biggest problem that you can have on that map. Space control is so important, and they just gave it up a lot. With the fast rotates that they had, it was just very easy for Blindspot to, take out of that space.
Yeah, and I mean, space control in Valorant on any map is extremely important, and Pegasus will have to improve on that. And perhaps if they do in this map too, they will have a greater chance at um, beating Blindspot here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like Haven was their map pick, possibly. Wait, let me make sure I'm not wrong about this. Um, oh yeah. So it's actually no, it's actually Blindspot's map pick. So they are gonna have a difficult task here because if they failed at their map pick, it might be even more difficult for them on the other team's blind pick. So we're gonna have to see how they perform. But what duelists do you want to see on Haven right here?
I mean, obviously, I would love to see Jet. Obviously, a classic duelist. We've always seen her being played on Haven. We could also see some Neon, perhaps, and maybe even a little bit of Raze sprinkled in somewhere. I'm not sure. There is a wide variety of duelists you can pick here on Haven, but I am excited to see what both teams will come up with.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both teams are ready now, so we're just gonna cut to the agent select, and we're gonna see what agents both teams decide to go for.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm excited to see these comps coming up here in Haven, especially from Pegasus, because they will need to pull something magical out of the bag here to draw the series up.
And I mean, immediately seeing the neon hover means that probably we're gonna see the neon from Blindspot, but Pegasus, Jamie, has already decided to go for neon, so this looks to be a neon jewel right here, and we're gonna see how that goes. I mean, Toby going for Sova, Icy going for Cypher, Tapco going for Breach, and Omen for and Jelak going for Omen. I mean, very very good choices, very standard. Uh, and I mean, I feel like it's a good comp.
Yeah, I mean, very standard. We've seen this type of comp being played a lot, double initiator on Haven. It's nothing new, but it has been proven to be extremely strong, and I would love to see Pegasus bounce back with this comp.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it might be a mirror comp right here because it seems like David is gonna go for Cypher, and it looks like both teams are gonna use exactly the same agents. And so, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see because mirror comps just show like who's the better team in terms of strategizing and aiming. It's not gonna be just about the agent differences and adaptation, just how well you know your comp and you know its weaknesses and you know how to play around them.
Yeah, and I mean, it will be a very strong head-to-head, and I don't think Blindspot will have as easy of a win this time around if they do even win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like both teams right here could win this because in mirror comps, the playstyle is much different. You have to adapt a lot to your own comp and find the weaknesses. It's gonna be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah, and we are getting set up here for the pistol round immediately, and it does look like the attacking side of Blindspot will be looking at perhaps a B hit here.
Yeah, it
We
seems like it, but I mean, already we're seeing it's gonna be a B courtyard duel. We do see also some pings going on to A short, but what we're gonna see here is gonna be interesting. I mean, it seems like both of the teams already just full out rush B courtyard, so let's see what's gonna happen here. Immediately, we're gonna see the breach flash come out here. Jamie is gonna get Kuro, but Kuro is gonna get Jelak. I mean, so many kills happening right here, and it's gonna leave both the Cyphers and Sovas on both teams. And so, I mean, very, very fast introduction to the map for both teams.
Yeah, very quick opening duels there, already leaving the map in a, I mean, round in a 2v2 very early on. Icy here gets a nice kill on David, but is traded out by Shiki, which means it is going to be a 1v1. But there is an open site here on C, and unfortunately Toby just isn't aware of this, and the spike will go down.
Spike planted.
And Toby has to quickly rush over to C, while Shiki has the comfortability of playing post blind here from Garage. He is trying to weed out a flank here, but he can't see anything yet. He's going to reposition and play from Link, possibly. And while Toby, clearing sight here, throws his recon dart into Garage. Shiki knows Toby is on the spike now, but he halves it. He takes down Shiki, and he will get the defuse here, which means Pegasus will get the pistol round here in map 2 of Haven.
Yeah, I mean, well played. I mean, we did see an immediate duel, and I feel like that left a lot for us still wondering about what's gonna happen in this map, since we didn't see both free agents from both teams just didn't really get the opportunity to play at all. A lot of them getting killed at the beginning, so we still haven't seen the true potential of both of these teams. So we're gonna have to look at round 2 here and see what's gonna happen. Seems like a B push right once again, sorry. And I mean, since it's a save round for Blindspot, they're gonna just do everything they can. Actually, they did go for a little buy, and Jelak is gonna get Kuro. And David is gonna get Jelak, get the trade secured, leaving this in a 4v4 retake. And let's see what's gonna happen. Pegasus Icy is gonna get Shiki, but Vorix is just gonna get a trade. Trades after trades coming over here, and I mean, Tapco peaks, but gets killed by Binaz. Jamie's gonna get Vorix, David is gonna get Toby. With that, leaving this a 1v2 for Jamie. He's gonna just try to run away, try to find some guns, but I mean, in such a difficult situation, basically no util, there's little he can do. He would just have to do the craziest 1v2 I've ever seen.
Enemy remaining.
He's gonna
He
get
does
David.
get a nice kill on David, but unfortunately Binazi just trades it out, and that is 1-1 tied up for Blindspot. I mean, very well played post plant, and unfortunately there Jamie was left in pretty much an unwinnable situation right from the get-go. 1v2 there would have been incredibly difficult to pull off.
Yeah, I mean, it was doable after he got that first kill, but he just didn't see exactly where Binazi was at. And so, I mean, this round, it can be, it's gonna be rough for Pegasus because they are opting for a very, very passive eco with only 3 sheriffs to their name. And I mean, the other team, Blindspot, are in hand. They have 2 Vandals, 2 Bulldogs, and 1 Guardian, so they have a pretty solid buy. David gets killed by Pegasus players who just jump out of a lobby and take
Yeah,
off
that
spawn
means-
control.
Yeah, and that means Pegasus do have a Vandal now. Toby unfortunately falls to Kuro, and the spike looks to be moving towards A. They will plant here in this 4v4 situation. With just 1 Vandal to their name, Pegasus can't really do much with this retake, but we will have to see what they can bust out here. They are gaining a lot of space here in A long. Icy alone with a classic here in Link. I mean, looking very unlikely that he can have much impact. Jamie falls to Vorgs,
Last player
and Vorgs finds 2 with Icy, and Pegasus just dropped like flies there. I mean, I'm speechless, honestly. It did
Yeah, I
seem very
mean,
unlikely though that they would have had much impact with just one Vandal though. So they did what they could, but they just couldn't. They couldn't get any frags and just couldn't enter site at all there.
Last player standing.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like they just didn't have any opportunity there because now it's gonna be the first gun round finally. With both teams not even having full Vandals or Phantoms, they are still mixing in some Guardians and Bulldogs to the mix. So we're gonna see Crow somehow getting both Toby and Jamie thanks to the scan. He's gonna get both of these players, both stunned, both scanned. Just a extremely good double kill right there. I mean, well played from him. Tapco now being the only person who's holding down A with the other players slowly rotating over. But Crow and the rest of the team are gonna rotate out of A long and they're gonna slowly approach C because it seems like they're just fully aware of the rotates happening. However, Icy is gonna slowly rotate over once again towards Seaside. He's gonna take the garage control, but I mean, at this point, this is gonna be 1v5 push.
Yeah, and I mean those two high impact kills from Kuro are gonna be very important here, as we can see, because there are only 3 defenders here to retake against 5 attackers. So we're gonna have to see what they can bust out here. And Icy unfortunately just pushes out too early, and Kuro gets his third, gets his fourth with Jelak in garage. That's all up to Tapco to 1v5, and it just looks even more unfortunate than all the previous rounds. Just doesn't look like he can do much here. Just looking around to see what he can do, but he is going to back off here and save this Vandal, it looks like. And that is just greatly unlucky. I mean, the synergy looks to be going down and down for Pegasus. I mean, if Icy had not pushed out of that cage so quickly, it might have been a lot easier to retake. Kuro looking to get his ace, but Shiki unfortunately steals it. Tapco does go down though, and that means that is one less gun for Pegasus, and they will have to go on a half buy here, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, just as you said, this team synergy was just not there. I guess I know what Icy was trying to do there. I mean, it's a 3v3 who was just trying to find a few kills to maybe equalize numbers, make the retake easier, but still, picking out with no util into an open side that's just been taken by the attackers is very risky, and it just didn't pay off.
Yeah, I mean, they do have to play less aggressively, I feel. Nicey here. Taking my advice, playing a little passively, but there is a lot of util going out onto site here. Kuro gets caught by the trip, but unfortunately does not go down. He manages to take down Icy before Icy can take him down. Toby looking to get onto site, but the Neural Theft does spot him, and he will try and recon onto site here for his team. 4v5, still quite winnable, but not maybe with these guns. Kuro is very low here. Any bullet from any gun will take him down. Jamie will try and gain entry into site. Binazi does get him though. And some frags from Blindspot just make it impossible. Tapco gets 1, but there is still 4 members of Blindspot alive. And that just makes it impossible for Pegasus to do anything in that situation there. Which makes the lead for Blindspot 3 rounds already.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we have seen Kuro really pop off on map 1 as well. But it was more David with his Viper lurks. But I mean, here, he feels really confident with the Neon going 10-2 right now. Very, very well played from him. And so, we're gonna head to round 6, and it seems to be a light default, taking some of that B courtyard space, but also taken out of A short and A long.
Yeah, and I mean, it does look like an A hit here is extremely likely, but Icy is set up here yet again. Kuro does get past. Pegasus, how pulled rotates over to A, and the spike will go down. Kuro takes down Jamie. Banazi gets Toby, making it a 3v5 already. Icy falls in heaven. Now a 2v5 with an extremely low Jelak.
Spike planted.
Looking to have any impact here from heaven. And Shiki spots him, but does go down. And now it's all up to Jelak. 1v4 as Tapco unfortunately goes down and David just sprays him through the wall there. And Jelak falls. Already low, he just can't do much with the spam coming through the wall.
Yeah, I mean, rough spot to be in right now for
Spike
Pegasus.
planted.
I mean, at this point, I would just call a timeout right here because next round, it's already gonna mean that they're not gonna have a major advantage going to the second half. And so, I mean, this is gonna be an important round once again for Pegasus, but they're gonna have one Vandal and 4 Sheriffs, or actually 5 Sheriffs. They're just gonna fully go 5 Sheriffs versus 5 Vandals. That's what they're gonna be able to do in this case.
Yeah, but I mean, they will be looking to make any impact they can. They aren't maybe looking to win this round, but possibly just have some sort of hit in Blindspot's econ, their guns, their arsenal. Just kick them in the shin a little bit. Jelak does manage to get a kill on David there. He will get this Vandal, yeah. But entry has been gained into C site, and it does look like the spike will go down. Yes, it will. 3v4 now. Jelak does go down, unfortunately, in
Last
Garage.
player standing.
And that is both Vandals gone. Icy now
mean, now-
alone with just a Sheriff. 1v4. And Shiki does take him down there. Getting a 3k and sealing out the round. Now it's at minimum a 6-6 half for Blindspot. They've earned themselves that. And it does not look like they're going to be stopping. So it is looking a lot like map 1 here with the type of dominance we've been seeing from Blindspot.
Yeah, I mean, Blindspot, they have just been on their A game right here. They have just been completely locked in. They've been winning these rounds without losing more than 2 players most of the time. They've just been playing this really, really well. And so, I mean, when the plant goes down, it's already like a 5v3 for the attackers. So it's hard, but Jelak is gonna get Kuro here immediately starting off. Jamie gonna push through the trip, but he's gonna get caught by David, who was sitting inside spawn. With that, equalizing numbers to a 4v4. We're gonna see an execute coming over here. Shiki, I mean, Vorix is gonna get 2 of the players. He's gonna get both Tapco and Jelak. With that, I mean, Ice is gonna get Vorix, is gonna get traded by Shiki, leaving this in a 1v3 for Toby. I mean, this is actually their coach. This is just a sub in for today's match. So it's gonna be, let's see if he has both the aim and the game knowledge. He's gonna tap this spike once.
Someone here in long does get flashed.
Might not be aware of David, who's still stuck inside garage, but Binazi, he's just gonna end the round right here, killing Toby. And unfortunately, unfortunately for Pegasus, that's gonna be a 6-point lead for Blindspot. I mean, they've just been outstandingly, just completely destroying, I would say, Pegasus, because what can Pegasus do anymore?
Yeah, I mean, Pegasus have been getting utterly steamrolled here by Blindspot, and it's looking less and less likely that they will be able to seal out this map. But maybe they have a comeback right now. Maybe they'll shut me up and get a 7-5 half. We'll just have to find out as Toby launches his darts out. Kuro trying to gain some entry into site. The spike is left in spawn though, so it might just be them trying to gain space. They are being pushed back in A here. Looks less and less likely to be an A hit because of the amount of util and players on A side here. We do see Jelak falling to David in mid, and the spike is being brought over to C. Jamie here in garage looking to take some fights, but he does get pushed back. 4v5 still looking quite likely here, but unfortunately Shiki just gets 2 in the form of Jamie and
Spike
Tapco.
planted. Last player standing.
And unfortunately Toby just gets caught off guard. Shiki gets his 3rd, but gets traded out by Icy finally. David unfortunately misses a couple shots on Icy. That allows him to get the kill. Icy gets his 3rd, and Kuro's just there to trade it out. very unfortunate for Pegasus there. I mean, a lot of players fell, and it would have been very strong for them if they just had more numbers.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, nice attempt at the end from Icy, getting that 3k, but still, I mean, there was the flank from Kuro, and there's also, I believe it was Work sitting inside Silong. So, I mean, it was a rough spot for him. And, you know, 1-8, no timeouts being used still, which is surprising, but let's see. Maybe they know what they're doing. Maybe they have a plan for this round. Maybe they're gonna manage to switch it around and secure this round finally.
Yeah, and I mean, any round they can get is very important at this point. Even if it were to be a 10-2 half, I think Pegasus would be very happy with that, with just one more round win. They do have control over A side here, but they are pushing back, which will allow Blindspot's players to get onto site. Kuro takes down Jamie. That is very unfortunate.
Off your feet!
The breach ult does go down. Most of Pegasus stunned here. The spike will go down from Kuro. David gets 2.
Last player standing.
Gets his 3rd with Jelak. And it's a 1v. Oh,
Spike planted.
Toby gets his 3rd. Can he ace here? I mean,
Shut that.
it looks unlikely, but you never know. This could be some insane hero play. And never mind, Banazi's just there to stop Toby dead in his tracks, making this a 9-1 lead for Blindspot.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's gonna be rough. Like, at this point, this just leaves me wondering. It just leaves me wondering what is gonna happen here, in the sense that, I mean, Blindspot just have been so dominant both on map 1 and right here. It just leaves me wondering once again, how are they gonna win the second half? If they're gonna be able to do it, because Kuro right now taking a lot of C garage space. David is gonna get Tapco. Jamie's gonna get the kill on Binazi and David. Kuro is gonna get Jelak. Vortex is gonna get Icy. I mean, that's happening all around the map right now.
Yeah, already a 2v3 situation.
Spike planted.
I mean, lots of players dead. And Jamie here on half HP, less than half HP,
Last player standing.
and does fall to Kuro because of that. I mean, it was an easy kill right from the get-go. And Toby, unfortunately, cannot fight this many players all on his own. It is 10-1 now for Blindspot, making this a 9-round lead, and it's now the final round of the first half. And it does look like Blindspot are just going to be steamrolling Pegasus the entire time. I mean, Pegasus only managed to get that pistol round and just flatlined after that.
Yeah, I mean, just as you said, man, it's rough. It's rough, and I've been saying this whole time. It's just difficult to say what they can switch up, what they can do differently. I mean, Blindspot have been just so aggressive, and we can see this again, fighting for that big courtyard space, 5 stacking all of it, and leaving this in a rough spot for Pegasus. Now look, they're gonna try to push through garage here, sorry, through garden here, but we do see that both David and Shika are just holding all of that space. It's gonna be difficult for them to go out of even A. And so, I mean, looking at the map, we do see that C-side is completely just open right here, leaving a good entry for the attackers. But I mean, Jamie is gonna get Vorks, but he's gonna get traded by Kuro, and seems like they're gonna just enter A side.
Pegasus seem to know what they want to do here. And Tapco does get a nice kill on Kuro there, getting rid of the ult.
Remaining.
And they have a major numbers advantage here. 4v1, David has to do this all alone. The neural theft does reveal him in sewer, and he can't retake the spike alone here. He is not aware that Tapco is just following him down sewer. He gets a nice kill on Jelak, but Tapco just trades him out, getting his 3rd, making this a 10-2 half. And I'm really excited to see now, can Pegasus take this back in the second half? We'll find out after this short break. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
One enemy remaining.
And we are now back for half 2 of Haven here. Pegasus Esports versus Blindspot. And we saw there, Pegasus had a very strong final round there. After winning just the pistol round and the final round of the half, it does seem unlikely, but they could have a lifeline here with that final round. I mean, they looked very strong there, and I'm excited to see what they can pull out here. They're pulling out all the stuff, and they're looking at a potential A hit here, and I'm just excited to see what they can pull out here in this second half against Blindspot.
Yeah, immediately pushing for that A-long control. They're gonna leave Source unintended, leaving Kuro to have a possible great flank. Ice is gonna get Binazi on A-Link. And I mean, already the first kill going down here. Kuro might be able to get a pick here, but no, he just whiffs. He does not get the kill. David gets Icy, securing that late trade right there. A 3v4 for the attackers. Jamie pushing out, but David is gonna get him.
One enemy remaining.
Shiki is gonna get Jelak, and I mean, seems like Tapco can do much. The IGL falls as well, and so 2-11, 11-2, whatever you want to call it. I mean, Pegasus is still in a rough spot. Now this is gonna be the anti-eco, and at this point, Pegasus just need to force this. Like, there's no way they're gonna be able to just
One enemy remaining.
let Blindspot secure the overtime. They have to win this. If they don't
Yeah,
win
I
this,
mean-
it's practically over.
Yeah, Pegasus are in no position at all to be giving up rounds here, and they're gonna be looking to get as many kills, as many rounds as they can. It's their final hope here, and I mean, they're looking to get as much space here up to C. David alone on C. And Toby does secure the trade, making this a 4v4. They are going to get the spike down now. It does look more likely for Pegasus to win a round here. And unfortunately, Jelak falls to Kuro. Kuro gets his second with the other outlaw bullet, taking down both Toby there. And it's now Icy alone, and Binazi just swings him alongside his team, and he falls, making this 12-2 in the favor of Blindspot. That's a 10-round lead and map point now for Blindspot. So Pegasus are in a really rough position
Match
here,
point.
and they have to do whatever they can now. I mean, it's 10 rounds in a row or else they lose. And even then, even if they get those 10 rounds in a row, it's possible they could lose overtime. So we just have to see here what Pegasus can do here. It's looking less and less likely. I mean, this is down in the 0.1% of chances here, and I don't know. It's possible, but how possible is it?
I
They're
mean,
going to
very
press
unlikely.
heavily here. Yeah, very unlikely.
Ice is gonna try to spam through the smoke, trying to get some sneaky kills. Does not get anyone, and you know, Binaz is gonna get Icy. Already one of the attackers falling, and there's gonna be a smooth retake probably. I mean, they have a lot of utility available. David is gonna get Toby on the flank, and Tapco holding on logs, but Shiki is gonna get Jelak, Jamie is gonna get Works, Kuro is gonna get Tapco, and with that Shiki gets the final kill on Jamie, and with that this is a map to 13-2 towards Blindspot. Blindspot winning both maps in a dominant fashion, and so I mean, Munch, what went wrong?
I mean, the synergy seemed very low for Pegasus there a lot of the time. I mean, not many of the members of the team seemed very connected, and they were just kind of playing individuals most of the match. And I mean, it is very unfortunate. Perhaps it was just a team diff in the end. Maybe Blindspot were just the better team this time around.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna be able to get the standings of Ultimate League right here real quick, I mean, like looking at the standings, we aren't able to put them up, but you know, if we look at them right now, we do see that Pegasus are currently going 0-3 in matchups, or 0-2 in matchups. So, I mean, right now they need to win their next few matchups that they're gonna have, and so it's gonna be difficult for them. But I still think that they have a chance, but comparing that to what we have from um, yep, to what we have, sorry, to what we see from Blindspot, this is gonna be their second win. So they're gonna have two wins, one draw, and zero losses right now. So they're in a very, very good spot. So we're gonna update the standings at the end of the day, and you can check all of that in the Discord. If you wanna check that out, there's gonna be a link if you just type exclamation point Discord in the chat. Otherwise, I mean, honestly, it was a good match from both teams, but we did just see Blindspot just being extremely dominant. And so with that, we're gonna go on a 2-minute break while we wait a bit. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a short interview right here with Blindspot's player Binazi. I mean, Binazi, what would you say was the biggest weakness in what we saw Pegasus doing? What would you say lets you just win that in such a dominant fashion?
Yeah, I think their biggest weakness was not expecting our util dumps on certain areas of the map where we just pushed all our util in, and when they were there, they were just completely in a bad spot where they were stun flash revealed. When we triple swing them, I think they had probably some really risky pushes, and we just kind of punished them. So that probably what got us into the game the most.
All right, now Munch has also a question for you.
Okay, now, first of all, congratulations on the win. And I mean, I want to ask, how was the environment while you were playing? I mean, were you feeling confident? Were you feeling like, oh, these guys are playing so bad? Were you feeling like, oh, worried about how Pegasus were playing? Or was it just confident all throughout?
I mean, I think confidence is important, but we always respect our opponents because even if it's 12-0, it can always turn. The game is only over when you win 13 rounds. So I think we were confident after the first map because we knew that we like the things we prepared worked out very well. But like every round is different. Like it can shift so quickly. Your momentum can be stolen from you in one round, and it can change the entire game. So yeah, we were definitely happy, good vibes, but we still every round respected them and tried to play discipline and close out the rounds in the best possible ways.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
I
with that.
mean, yeah, for sure. You did that really well. I mean, you were on the initiator role, right? You played Sky and Breach. So how would you say you managed to just like use your util to your advantage? Because the initiator role can really let your team have some great kills. So, how confident do you feel on the initiator role, and what tips would you have for other players?
I mean, to be honest, for in this team where I play now, initiate is so easy because I have Kuro, the duelist. It's insane. I don't even have to hit my son. He just kills them anyway. So having like a player that can like really work with you util helps a lot. But I think it's the best thing for initiator players is just to talk with your teammates before and just ask them where they want to have their utility. Because at the end of the day, you're not getting kills of your util, but the rest of your team. And if they like have some ideas or they like want to flash at a certain point, and you give it to them, that's like talking and understanding your team, how they want to play and what they want to do next. Is, I think, the most important part.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Okay. Now, for my second and final question, I would like to ask you, Vanezi, um, what do you think was the most important aspect of your play in that match? Was it perhaps Kuro's picks and strong fragging ability, or was it more util-sided, or maybe even was it something that was going wrong with Pegasus on their side of play?
I mean, I kind of think it's a little bit of everything. Obviously, Pegasus made some mistakes that we were able to counter very well, but I think today, like, it was just a mix of everything. Like, we were shooting well, everyone was in a good mood, and our utility was in the right place at the right time. So I think it was kind of, I think we really had a really good day. We just played the way we wanted, but I think it was mostly the util that was good today because we sometimes whiffed as well, and some rounds even they got close when they shouldn't have gone close. So I think our util and the way we played, so no one just like runs in solo and tries some plays that doesn't work or like peeks into three people alone. I think our utility management and our team play today was pretty well.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely saw that during the match, and very well played from you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, GG's, and thank you for the interview. And now we're gonna cut to a 30-minute break while we wait for the second